Hey, first grade, Miss Thomas here. So, our essential question for this week is how do things get built? So, we looked at a photo of a carpenter, which is somebody who builds with wood, and he was building a house. And so, we looked at this picture and we were trying to figure out, well, how does he do that? What supplies does he use? Where does he begin? How does someone build a house? My goodness gracious, that's quite a task. Today, we're going to have the same essential question and we're trying to answer it in another way. So, we're going to read about building a ship. Well, a ship is a big boat. Normally, a boat is a boat, but a ship means it's a really large boat. So, as we read this story, I want you to put that essential question up in your brain and how do things get built? So, we're going to be asking that question as we go. This story is titled The Joy of a Ship. Look at that boat. Can you see how huge that ship is? All right, it says ships take people and things all over the world. How does a ship get made? Find out here. So let's try to find out, how does this ship get built? What is needed to build a ship? Making ships employ many workers. This task uses lots of tools and parts as well. Let's see how a ship is made step by step. All right, so already we know we're going to get step-by-step instructions on how to build a ship. So I think we're going to be able to answer our question, don't you think? So the first step, this subheading here says frame it. Frame it. What does that mean? What does it mean to frame it? I think of like a picture frame where we put a picture in a frame, a square of some sort of rectangle. Let's see. First, workers build a frame. The ship frame can balance up on blocks or above a dock. Huge cranes hoist the big parts in place so they do not fall. Workers must avoid getting bumped by these big pieces of steel. All right, so they're putting the outside, the foundation, the frame of the ship together first. And they're having to use big cranes, big pieces of machinery to do so. The next subheading here, so the next section is titled Sheets of Steel. First, two kinds of metal are melted into steel. It boils. Hot steel flows into a flat metal sheet and molds. When sheets get cold, it gets hard. So as the hot metal cools, it hardens up into whatever form or mold they have created, whatever shape they've created. So the steel sheets, are then ready for making a ship. So stand back. The steel is very hot. Oof, that would burn you. Got to stay way back. I bet these workers have to wear lots of protective equipment. So a worker joins each steel section by heating up the edges. This is called welding. So he's welding pieces of metal together by heating them up. So most workers put on gloves and a helmet to protect their hands and their heads. So there's some of that equipment that they use to protect them while they're building a ship. Here's the next section, and it's called Check It, Paint It. Workers check all the joints, so all the spots where the pieces of metal connect, so where the steel connects, are called the joints. Then they point out leaks and they fix them. If a joint leaks, the inside of the ship will be moist with water, so it might even sink. So that's a big important job, is to make sure each of those pieces of steel is sealed tight at those joints. Then the ship gets painted. There's an example of a nice painted ship right here than when it actually gets all painted, whatever color. And this job is done. It gleams in the sun. The workers knew it would be nice. People will pay a lot of money to ride on these ships. Have you ever heard of a cruise ship? A cruise ship where it takes you on an adventure or on a vacation. You can get on a big ship and you'll go out to water, and sometimes it'll take you to like an island or take you to Alaska or somewhere cool on a vacation. That's like this here, big ship. So this section here is titled Out to Sea. So this subheading is Out to Sea. This must be another step in the process of building this ship. The people on the dock point with joy as the new ship begins the first trip. Those on the ship wave as it glides towards the open sea. There's fireworks going off, they're celebrating. All the people are waving. Have a safe and fun trip. They're celebrating its voyage. So here's a did you know page. There are many kinds of ships on the sea. There's an icebreaker ship, comes pushing through and cracks all the ice for other boats to come through. The cargo ship, these are huge. Cargo ships are massive. They carry lots of different supplies for building. Sometimes they even carry cars on them. Here's an aircraft carrier. Well, what's an aircraft? Like an airplane or a helicopter, like a military plane. And this is a boat that carries it. Oh my goodness gracious. So what are the steps in building a ship? What are the steps? I'm going to give you a clue. If we go back and we start from the very beginning, it told us it's going to tell us the steps, right? And each of these sections are titled, these subheadings are titled, frame it, then what comes next? Sheets of steel are made, then what comes next? So I want you to create a flow map. Scroll down, please. I've given you 2 to start your flow map, and I want you to create the rest of the flow map on your own. But look down below at the example, and then I want you to fill in the rest of the flow map on your own. Tell me the steps to building a ship, and then send that to me in Dojo, okay? I hope you have a great day. Please let me know if you have any questions at all. Bye.